guys. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I will try to speak louder, but sometimes my voice is not very loud. So a couple of words about me. I'm used to work in Google Russia and promoting Google Analytics across all Russia. And now I'm working in Yandex Metrica. And guess what? Promoting Yandex Metrica around Russia, and not only Russia, but also all over the world. So I have pretty a lot of experience in marketing and in analytics, more than 10 years. And I think that like my experience may help you somehow. But the previous speaker was told about how you can make your conversion optimization better, and how you can create somehow some kind of culture of testing and optimizing. And I'm going to tell you how you can create hypotheses and find ideas from the different reports, different traffic analysis and that kind of stuff. So how Yandex Metrica and how you can just use it to make your conversion better. What is Yandex Metrica? Okay, who knows what is Yandex Metrica? Not a lot of people. Okay, and who uses it on the daily basis? Okay, so just keep your hands up. Okay, the hands becomes more of that. I have actually some gifts for you, and I will ask you some random questions sometimes during my speech. It is. And who else? There. Yeah. And somebody from the back. Just give it to the people. Yeah. Thank you for using Yandex Metrica. I think that you will use it in more sufficient way after my talk. Okay, so when we're talking about the customer journey, about the conversion optimization, about the users which come to our website, we are trying to understand what are they doing there, why they are doing this or that, and we need to look at all this customer history from every angle. So people actually performing differently, and they actually can do everything on your website and do in thousands of ways. And nobody tells visitors that if you guys, for example, come to my website from this device, and you never should come from another device. Of course, nobody tells that to visitors. Or, for example, nobody tells that, okay, you made a purchase and you're not going to return it or change it somehow, or we're not going to sell anything else to you. Of course, nobody tells that to their customers, because you need to increase your revenue, get some money, and optimize your advertising campaigns. So when you're trying to understand what is going on your website and what is going on with your communications with your customers, you need to understand from the high level what is going on with their customer journey. And make in mind that you can have different upsells. Your team can make cross sale. Your customer can return some things back to you, and they can just go to your offline store or your offline office and make some purchases there, or make some deals, and they can do it from every device which they can have. So when you're trying to understand what is going on, you actually have that kind of funnel. And every step you can measure, and you have to measure to understand what is happening there. So people can come to your website and understand what you're offering to them, and then add something to the basket, or start to make a request, or start to fill in the form. And they can just change their mind and abandon that purchase and go out of the checkout. And in the end, they can make the purchase and they can return it. And sometimes it just ruins all your conversion optimization, all your advertisement campaign optimization. So when we are talking about the customer behavior, we need to look beyond the website, and we need to think about the offline story, which actually may be bigger than the website itself. And in Yandex Metrica, we can use the data from the offline, and you can actually upload it to Yandex Metrica about, like, tell Metrica that something happens on your offline store, or somebody purchases something and it brings you some money. And we can actually match all these purchases, all these conversions or calls together with different advertisement and different traffic sources. So when I'm telling about this whole history, about this different steps of purchase or request or something else, I'm telling about different levels of investigation, what is going on website and with communication with the customers. And let's divide these levels by two: macro and micro level. What I mean by macro level? By macro level, I mean all this aggregated data which you are seeing in your reports, like from what traffic sources people are coming, what pages they are see on your website, what are they doing, like what devices, what operation systems, different kinds of questions you may have, and you can actually answer them with aggregated reports. Of course, to understand how your advertisement performs, you need to use the different attribution models, and you can actually use it. You can use it in Metrica from the first click to the last click attribution. And also that offline part and cross-device analytics. So all this is the parts of the high-level view, of the view from the start to the end. But on this high-level view, we can just ignore some small steps which aggregated reports never shows you. Like what exactly people are doing on every page, what element they are clicking, what element they are seeing or just can't see because of something, I don't know, because they're hidden from them. And all this data we can show in the heat maps, session recordings, and actually why you need to see all these things. For example, you have different advertisement campaigns. You pay for each customer, for each visitor who comes to your website. And if you go to see this metric, for example, average revenue per session, you will see that from one campaign you have that revenue per session, and from another traffic source you have the different level, different amount of money per session. So is it that money you spend on this every session? And do you have to pay multiple times for each customer, each visitor who comes to your website? And have you ever think about it? So whoever think about that you paid some like more money than you expected. Okay, so if you're not yet think about it, then just time to start. So, when we are starting to investigate why we are paying so much money and returning nothing, so we need to see at every visitor who comes to your website. And actually, small announcement, just yesterday, we have released in Yandex Metrica a new report which called Users, and which can show you the data about every user comes to your website for the whole history and the whole history of this user. So, for example, you have a Metrica installed on your website since, I don't know, 2010 or 2012, and you have about 1,000 people every day, and we are able to show you the whole this history of these people who comes to your website since 2010. Or, I don't know, any year. So, what we can show you? We can show you, like, one by one, every user who comes to your website. What is their activity for the last 2 weeks? How many sessions in total they did on your website? How much time did they spend? How many goals did they acquire? How many purchases and money did they bring to you? Yeah.
Do you distinguish customers with cookie or using different kind of technology such as user ID?
So right now we are show and group this data by a cookie, but you also can send to Metrica user ID, and it will be shown there, and of course it will be shown in the segmentation. So, but you may ask me, so if I have this whole history and if I have all my visitors for all the time which which Metrica tracking code exists, how in the hell I can just see all this amount of data? So, what do you think? What you can use for that? You have actually don't have to see all this data. You just need to use the segmentation to make a hypothesis and create a segment and see only that customers, only that visitors who who includes in this segment. So what you will see there, all this information about visitor and about his or her characteristics. All this data is anonymous, but you can see also the data about each hit they performed on your website. So, why we need to use all this? We can use it to understand how people are going from session to session and make all this funnel happen. So you expected some kind of behavior from these visitors, and this behavior may not always be done within one session, but may also made across the sessions. Also, you can have some kind of hypothesis you need to check, and you can create this segment I already mentioned, and see how many people include this segment. Also, you can see, for example, this kind of picture, and you can see that you pay for one person several times with your advertisement. Or you can, for example, find out that a lot of people starts from advertisement and ends with search or another advertisement or social networks or something like that. So when you're starting to dig deeper on the micro level, you actually can use different approaches to create your hypothesis and find ideas, what is happening there. First one is to find problems on the landing page. So, for example, you create a lot of, several cool, really interesting, good-looking landing pages, but something went wrong. Something is not working, and your people are not converting and not go through your website. What can happen there? Let's look. For example, here, it is one of the services by Yandex, and actually put in pause here and explain what is it here because it is in Russian. So in Yandex we have a pretty lot of services, B2B and B2C, and this service actually can help you to find bus from one city to another city. And to find the bus you need to tell from what city to what you want to go, and just add here the date and look at the, I don't know, look at the routes. So, what do we have here? This person tries to find the date he or she needed and needs to change from May to June. And it's not actually something easy to do. So finally, it's 10 of June, and just one route with really non-comfortable time. So they wanted to change the date, and it goes that nothing changes in the route. So the only route from one city to another ends in the middle of the night, and this person should be somewhere in the unknown city, somewhere in the night. So it actually shows us, this recording can show us that on the landing page there is a problem. There is no choice. So if you have a dynamic landing pages, it's actually hard to find if people are actually have all this information they needed. So this example shows us that this person doesn't have any choice, and that's because he or she doesn't make any conversion. Another hypothesis you may create that something wrong in the purchase funnel. Let's look at another example. This is an example of the store online store. I don't know if you have it here, but it helps to buy some good shoes. I don't know if it's good enough. So that person tries to find the shoes, not blue ones but black ones. And now she's going to understand if she really can have these shoes without any problems. She goes to the testimonials and finds out that shoes are actually smaller, but the support team says that they can return the shoes back. And she decides to buy these shoes. And now she needs to put it in the basket, and she can't do it without choosing the size. So she chooses the size, bigger, and almost in the end. She needs to check if everything is okay. Clicks on the make a purchase and gets this form. So she needs to register. And it's just ruined all the history. So she goes out from the website and never returns. Okay, here's another example of how you can create some other hypotheses. It is the example of our own Yandex Metrica website. When we are starting to make our new website, we thought that people who come to our main page will look at some features and then go to, I don't know, see live demo, for example, or just start to register. And let's look on our demo how it works. So I will try to translate, and I will need your help here. So here's the starting page, landing page, and I will change it to the list. And as you can see, that here's our main page. So a lot of people started from our main page. Let's look when they're going next. And I will create a segment. Just click, and here is my segment. So right now I'm looking at people who are starting from this exact page. Then I need to go to see what else these people are seeing on our website. Okay, so here is the segment. I'm looking at the people who are starting from the main page. And what pages they're looking. The most popular is not features, as I may expect it. It's pricing. But let's go to our maps and see if it's actually happening there. So my segment's still with me. Here it is. And here I can see the colors. The more red or yellow, the more popular is the link. The more blue, the less popular is the link to another page. And I can see here that about 10%, and if I expand the dates, it will be more, about 10% of people are clicking on the pricing page. Okay, what is there in pricing page? Let's go there and see. So actually our pricing page tells that Metrica is free for everybody. And when people are coming to this page, they are starting to, to see, to look for it and understand that the product is totally free. And only then they go to features. So our scenario is actually different than we were expected. We were expected that it will be main page and then features. And now it's just main page, pricing, and then features. Maybe we need to change something. Maybe we need to add that the service is free on the main page. Okay, so one more case of using the micro level, of going down to the micro level, is to improve the first click. So this is the case study of testing one of our banks, pretty big one. So they have a page, not a page, they have a mobile app actually. But for testing, they can use the mobile app-like page. So they wanted to test if changing of this button will increase the amount of transfers, of money transfers. So they started to move this button and change it to the menu. And they understand with our maps and session replays that, of course, this one, the original version performs pretty well, but the variant first performs not bad, actually. So 22 seconds to the till the conversion, and 79% of success. And if they just remove the button and make it one of the points of the menu, it's 8 seconds to the action they needed, but only 60% of success. So, and one more, which you can see from the micro level, is when people are actually not people. When somebody comes to your website and just I don't know, it's just not a person, it's just a robot, or it's he or she tries to, I don't know, to get your content and to use it somewhere. So, yeah. So what is my point here? When you're trying to understand what is going on your website, you need to look not only on aggregated reports, not only on high-level view, but also to dig deeper, to go to the micro level, to see what exactly happens on your website, what people are actually doing, what elements they're seeing on the page, what links or buttons or actions they're performing. And one more announcement. We have here in Turkey 2 partners. If you have any questions, you can ask. These are our certified partners, and we are open to the new partnership. Thank you. Understand customers. If you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Aisha, for the presentation. We can have 2 questions. Mikrofon. Arkaya mısın? Bak Mustafa arkada. Mikrofon istiyoruz sizlerden. Mikrofon yok musun?
Mikrofonsuz da sorayım.
Tamam, ben vereyim Mustafa, dur. Açık. Çok arkada saklanmışsın sormak için.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I want to ask a question about Yandex SEO. Is Metrica code, script code, is a good signal for Yandex SEO, or it's not important?
Okay, so yeah, the latest updates in Yandex search ranking based on machine learning. So to make results better, search team, I don't know, created the special algorithm which uses machine learning, and this algorithm should use a lot of different signals. And from these signals, among these signals, there are also signals given by Yandex Metrica. So it's not only the data that it uses for that, it's also a lot of different signals, like what people are actually asking for, like how many times they spent on the search results, and how many sites they clicked, and that kind of stuff. But also some data from Yandex Metrica. So Yandex Metrica in this case provide more information to this algorithm, to this machine learning. And thank you for your question. Like, I want to give you
O zaman elden ele diyelim şöyle.
Hi, I have a question. I'm here.
You're here.
I am Yusuf. We are using Yandex Metrica conversion tracking in our websites. And when I analyze our page speed of our websites, then I see the Yandex conversion tracking code is really slower our websites. And when I further analyzing the conversion tracking and codes, and then I see a lot of JavaScript codes is unused. Can we store Yandex conversion tracking code on our hosting, or do you have a sort of growth hacks to reduce the size of the conversion tracking code?
So we are actually optimizing our tracking code to make it like smaller, but it is asynchronous. So I think that so first you need to make sure that it is an asynchronous version you use. The second, if you will put it to your site, it may be not really a good solution because we are updating it pretty a lot, really a lot, like every day. We have some changes in our scripts, and it's better to use it like it is, like just copy and paste it on your website. If you have if you have opportunities to send conversions from offline, you can also use it. So yeah, so first check if you use asynchronous code. Second, don't put it somewhere on your website, on your site. Yeah. And just send me a line if I can help you with something.
Evet, başka soru var mı? Bir tanesi kaldı.
Yeah. Could you please?
Yes, Sasha. I have a more commercial question rather than about Yandex Metrica. In Russia, Yandex is doing some education on Yandex Direct. Is it going to be done in Turkey, or any plans regarding that?
So every year for the last 2 years, we make some kind of Metrica event in our office in Collective House. So the next event on Yandex Metrica will be, I think that this September. We will see if we have time there. And it will be announced on our blog in English, or we will send invitations, or we'll announce it in our Turkish. So it is more about Metrica. So I don't know about Yandex Direct because it's another team, but I think I should check.
Bu sorumuz bu arada bizimle alakalı olduğu için we also think to open a course for Yandex Metrica and Direct, but we didn't plan yet because it's a little hard for us to find any guy who knows about Yandex Direct and Metrica. So if we find two educators, we plan to do this at September or October. Take a course.
I used to go to that things in Kazan, Russia,
Yeah.
and that was really useful because I remember that like hundreds and hundreds of people were applying Yandex Direct personally in their own companies. It's, they're small advertising companies. I would love to use it here as well, but like 5 years passed and I can hardly remember how it's done.
There are some companies using Yandex Direct in Turkey. It's not generally using. So we plan to do this, but it's according to demands
Well,
of the
for those who are doing sales in Russian market, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben de aslında I have one question.
I'm lack of that previous gifts, but I will give you this.
Başka sorular var mı? Ben de soracağım. Çanta istiyoruz çıkışta. Actually, Sasha, I also want to have one question, and there are so many.
Already gave you a t-shirt.
He's manipulating the subject now. Okay, there are so many web analytics tools in Turkish market, and for last 5 years, especially, we see different kind of tools like Hotjar and Crazy, other kind of tools, and many of the tools, except Google Analytics and Yandex Metrica, is also collecting some qualitative data with questionnaire. As a web analytics tool, do you plan to take any feature for collecting data from customers?
You mean that?
Are you going to be able to collect data from customer with questionnaire with Yandex Metrica in features?
So in Yandex, we have a separate service for that, and it is on the early beta. So it is available in Russia, but we will see how it's fly. So maybe like in the year, maybe it will be available somewhere.
Yeah. Very nice. Son bir soru daha alabiliriz arkadaşlar varsa. Teşekkür ederiz tekrar Sasha'ya güzel sunumu için alkışlarınızla.
Thank you.